Welcome to episode 107 of Sport SA Daily Diary. Today we're chatting to young up-and-coming South African hockey player and athlete, Kayla Swarts. Good afternoon, Kayla. How are you?
I'm well, thanks, and you?
Yeah, very good, thank you. Thank you for joining us today on Sport SA Daily Diary. It's lovely to chat to you. Kayla, you come from a sporting family of note.
Very, very sports orientated family. Yes.
So your mom, Odessa, was obviously a sprinter many years ago, but unfortunately didn't get the opportunity to showcase exactly how good she was. But your brother has certainly done so. Wade van Niekerk, that's quite a sibling to have.
Yeah, it's still unbelievable to this day. It's hard to wrap your head around it.
And Kayla, you obviously sort of getting into your own sports and your own direction. Has there been pressure on you to sort of achieve at the highest level, considering your mom and your brother?
There hasn't been any pressure on me from family or friends, but I think myself, I put a lot of pressure on myself, to perform sort of at the same level as what they did. I'm very competitive, so you always want to be the best in the high ranks with your family.
And Kayla, you started your sporting career off in netball, but I believe it lasted a whole one game.
Yeah, I did. I got thrown in the face, and I decided, never again. So I went to hockey, and I guess I just fell in love with it from there, from a young age already.
What sort of age were you when you were playing hockey?
I think about 8 or 9, yeah.
And you've progressed very well. You've recently, or the last couple of years, you've represented the South African under-16 side. You certainly seem to be on the right path to follow in your brother's footsteps.
Hopefully, it's a dream of mine.
Tell us a bit about your hockey career. What position do you play? What do you enjoy about the game?
Originally, I was playing as a link, and then at our provincial tournament, the coach put me as defender. It was a big shock to me, the first time playing defender at such a big tournament. And surprisingly, I made the SA team in that position. So it really opened up my view to the position. So I've been playing it a bit this year. And last year, I got most valuable defender of the tournament. So it was also a great surprise to me. So I'm starting to enjoy the position much more. I think many hockey players think being a defender is very boring. You usually want to be the striker or the link scoring the goals. But the harder the games get, the better the position gets, if I can say. It's a very crucial position in the team.
And tell me, when you first represented South Africa, it must have been quite a step up in terms of level of play and quality from what you'd been used to.
Yeah, I usually always just had this tunnel vision for hockey, which was only school hockey, but then stepping into the SA platform, you learn a lot more. They really pick at your brains, and you see things, you learn things that you never thought hockey was based on.
And your ambitions are Olympics, your dreams are Olympics. You never know, possibly at the same time as your brother. When do you foresee yourself breaking into the South African national side?
I think next year's Olympics is definitely a bit too soon, but hopefully the next Olympics in Paris.
And other than hockey, you're also quite a track athlete. Which disciplines do you prefer the most in terms of athletics?
I do a lot of different disciplines. So it ranges from long jump to the 100 meters to 400. when I was younger, I did cross country, but I didn't enjoy it that much. So now I range between the 400, 100, and long jump.
And do you foresee your sort of your future sporting career on the hockey field or on the athletics track?
I'm still undecided about that one. I think I'll see which sports takes me eventually.
And Kayla, I mean, you must have had some really special moments in your sporting career. Is there one specific one that stands out to date in terms of, wow, that was just amazing. I can't believe I've got there.
I think definitely making the SA team when I was still playing under 15 then I made the under 16 SA team. It was a huge shock to me. When they announced my name, I looked around and I was like, was that me? Did they announce? Because I'm very hard on myself. So to me, I didn't have a great tournament that year. But I mean, looking back and watching some old games, I saw like how well I was actually performing.
And how do the other athletes sort of relate to you, knowing who your brother is?
I think my teammates are very inspired by me in a way because I broke from the usual athletics track and did something new that no one else in my family does. So, I mean, taking the risk to try out a new sport that isn't in our family. So, it's something new to me and the whole family that we've sort of adapted to.
And for younger up and coming athletes, Kayla, I mean, you must have had to have learned to live with the tag of being Wade's sister. What advice could you give to younger athletes who are following either in their parents' footsteps in a similar sport or a different sport, or a sibling where um, they're really trying to make a name for themselves? Because that's exactly what you are trying to do, and you are doing very successfully.
I think you just have to be yourself. You can't be your sibling or your parent. You have to fit into your own shoes, make your own way for yourself, but also still have them as motivation, as inspiration. But I think it's making your own name for yourself.
And in your sort of early years of your career, has there been someone specific that you've looked up to and kind of used as a role model, other than your brother, obviously?
Um, I think the late Kobe has always been on a massive inspiration for me. He's very humble and he has a very good work ethic. He always wants to be the hardest worker in the room, and I think I can relate to that.
In terms of inspirational people, I mean, you must have met your fair share. Other than Kobe, has there been anybody that stood out that you've met throughout your career?
Um, I've met Chad Leclos before at one of my brother's documentaries. He's also a really great athlete, sporting star. And I think I just look up to them for what they've achieved. And yeah.
And Kayla, off the sporting field, you have the dream of studying sports engineering. Tell us a bit about that and where you would like to take that element of your career.
I'd love to study in the Netherlands one day to play hockey there as well. And I think with sports engineering, I want to create equipment to enhance the player's performance, which I hope to use one day in the Netherlands national hockey side because they're a very well-known hockey team.
So if you're not playing for South Africa, you mean you'd like to be in their backroom team?
Definitely.
Well, let's hope you're first representing South Africa in the green and gold. No doubt that your trajectory is aiming in that direction.
Yeah.
And girls in the South African national team, do you have any that you look up to at all?
I look up to Quinita Bobs. She's a very good South African hockey player. Very versatile, very fast. Also, she's a good team player, something that I hope to achieve.
I'm sure you are. And Kayla, you're obviously still very modest in your career, but you're hitting the lights out already. We'll certainly be keeping an eye out for you on Sport SA Daily Diary and watching when you do get to those Olympics in maybe 4 years' time.
Hopefully.
Well, thank you very much for joining us today. It was lovely chatting to you.
Thank you.
Catch us again tomorrow on Sport SA Daily Diary, where we chat to South Africa's leading modern pentathlon athlete.